Hello viewers, I'm SB and welcome back to BattleTech Heavy Metal, where I have some very good news for you all. Look at this! The Liao Alliance flashpoint has finally appeared. 22 days travel. We can do this thing, put it in the books, and then finally break our alliance with these very trusting, very stupid people. However, I think we have some things we gotta handle first. Not that I don't want to get this done, because I do. Obviously, we need to start rebuilding our rep with other people. But we're running real close to the wire here. We have a little under 2 million C-bills, and we have to pay a little over 1 million C-bills to our crew in 10 days. Hear me out, though. It may sound like that's not a problem. Hey, SB, why don't you just fly over there and do the flashpoint? Here's why. There's a combination of two things. Number one, I went and looked at the store. This is a former Star League base planet. There once was a Star League presence on this planet. That means that they've managed to unearth some bits of Star League tech. Now there's some cool stuff in the shop. In particular, I'm interested in this Raven 3X, which is a different type of Raven that we've never seen before. It says it's outfitted with experimental triple-strength myomer that greatly increases its movement speed without increasing its weight, but might explode. I'm very curious about that. It doesn't actually seem to have a different movement speed than the Raven 1X. I'm just like, boy, I want to find out about this thing. We're certainly not paying 500,000 C-bills for 1/5 of a light mech, though. There's no universe in which that happens. There are some other interesting things, though. A couple of extended range lasers. You know how I feel about these. Extended range medium laser is a single ton for 35 damage. A weapon that does 35 damage. Out past, well, I mean, I guess I don't have to say out past normal medium laser range, because, like, it's called an extended range. It's right there in the name. But here's what I'm really excited about. They straight have a Gauss rifle. Look at the numbers on it. Look at the things that it does. It's 75 damage to a single location for 5 heat. And it's 15 pounds, or 15 tons, don't get me wrong. It's like a non-trivial weapon to run. But, like, look at the effective ranges. It's just, what a weapon. God, I love Gauss rifles. Now, it costs 1.3 million C-bills. And you might say, hey, SB, if you buy that weapon, you lose the game. That weapon makes you lose the game, which makes it slightly worse. I'm with you. But listen to this. We have an offer for a travel contract that only takes 9 days to run, brings us to a place where there are 4-star missions, or 4-skull missions, and the payout for the first job is almost the price of that gun. What I'm saying is, we could buy a Gauss rifle. Is it a good idea? I don't know, man. Probably not. But I mean, when has that stopped me before? Am I a person who trucks exclusively in good ideas? No, absolutely not. That's ridiculous. What an assertion. I think we're going to buy this Gauss rifle. Man, I just love them so much. I just think they're such good guns. It's like, what if, at this weight, it's sort of like, what if AC-20, but from a long distance, and without generating 500 heat every time you fire it. Sometimes I don't even know how we keep that UAC attached to the crab. I'm going to buy this. We're going to buy this. Hold on. How much are the ammo bins, and how much ammo do they hold? 8 rounds. Gauss ammo bins cannot be exploded by critical hits, but if you noticed the text on the Gauss rifle absolutely will explode from a critical hit, and you do have to be cautious about that. It's really a shame that your 1.3 million C-bill weapon can just blow the hell up and rip your robot in half at the same time. So 2 ammo bins. I'm doing it. We're doing it. I'm doing it. You out there, I can hear you. I can hear you yelling, SB, stop. What are you doing, you huge idiot? But here's the thing. It's already done, is the thing. So we're going to go bankrupt in 10 days. Unless, if we fly out to that planet and we fail the job, this is going to be very embarrassing. But on the other hand, Gauss rifle. So, let's talk about jamming this Gauss rifle into a robot. Obviously, given the unique strictures under which we are currently performing, I would like to jam this thing into the smallest robot we can fit it in, so that we can potentially use it on more missions. We could, to be perfectly honest, even like just to throw it in the Annihilator, we'd probably be compromising our firepower somewhat because it's so much heavier than an AC-10. That's actually only 3 tons. It's only a 3-ton difference. I think it might be a very long time before we see another one of these things. Maybe we try to jam it in the hoplite? The hoplite's only a 75 tons, so like that's a thing we can bring on a lot of missions. And to be perfectly honest, I've been a little frustrated by its firepower here and there. So if we were to replace the AC-10, what would it take to replace the AC-5 with it? That's a 7-ton difference? Okay, we probably can't make that happen. Well, no. I was about to say, what if we take out all the heat sinks and the lasers and everything? That's not a good idea. That's not actually improving the killing power of our mech. Yeah, replacing an AC-10 Plus with a Gauss rifle that's a pretty sideways kind of move. We don't necessarily have to get it mounted right this second. I just wanted to have it. They're rare enough that you're not always going to have an opportunity to buy one. I really wish it could fit. I wish this Thunderbolt had a ballistic slot. Because a long-range Thunderbolt is exactly the kind of place that I want to put this gun. What if we could pull something out of storage for it? We definitely have some stuff sort of in that. Battlemaster might work. Or maybe the Orion K. The Orion K is 75 tons. Oh, what about the Cataphract? Cataphract's got a ballistic hardpoint on it. I wish I could see. I wish the screen was a little bit more informative. Like, I want to know what part that mount is on. I want to see. The number one most important thing about mechs is not reflected on any of these screens at all, and it's the actual active available tonnage. Because not all mechs have the same space inside of them to play with. Two 70-ton mechs can be wildly different. It might be the case that one only has 28 tons free while the other has 40. And that's to do with like the engine size, which is a thing you have no control over as a user, and it's all kinds of stuff. But maybe we should ready up this Cataphract. We could drop something else. Like, do we have enough missile mechs to make this thing redundant, maybe? Or it's quick draw. I mean, I'm reluctant to drop too many light mechs because, of course, we have restrictions that may have us using those light mechs from time to time. I don't know that maybe this Griffin's not accomplishing very much. This is a tough one. I should sort these. So we could have. I can just do this, right? Yeah. So let's move all the really long range mechs down to the bottom. The Stalker. No wait, yeah. The Stalker's a long range mech. Catapult's a long range mech. Just trying to see. You have 2 large lasers, but also an SRM pod. You're kind of a weird Frankenstein of a thing. Griffin's not long range. This is the Pendant's mech. It's special. It gets to live in a special place. You're a long range mech, weirdly enough. Short range, flamethrower, thumper. Okay, so we have like 5 real long range mechs, right? What a weird design. Should I cut this guy? Are we ever going to use this Wolverine? With his double large laser and SRM-6. He does have 920 armor. If we're bringing a 55-tonner and we want it to survive, he's got a role there. So, the Assassin's bad, but we might need something this light, right? $20, 2015 and a large laser, 2015 and a large laser. These are the same mech. Except that the catapult is worse? I think that's where we're at. Okay. I'm going to send this guy to storage. We're going to pull up the Cataphract and see if we can mount the thing on it. Sort of a weird decision. Yeah, we're gonna do this. Okay.
Got it. Shouldn't be long.
So let's make that first priority. We're gonna accept that contract and get to fly in. One thing that's really nice here, usually not relevant because you usually have more money than this, but one thing that's really nice here is that when you take a travel contract, your employer pays for all the travel costs. Alright, so we're going to accept this as a... I know it's a 4-skull and there's probably a lot of valuable salvage here. We're going to accept this as a cash-only transaction, because good lord do we need money.
Calculating course now, Commander.
And then we are going to, as soon as the cataphract is finished readying, we're going to pause here and have a look at it in the bay. I've probably not set us up for suicide. We're probably fine. There's like a 45% chance that everything's fine here. We do what we must in the service of the wheel. Okay, so 30 tons remaining. The Gauss rifle is going to eat more than half of that. Right? We're gonna end up with 13... Oh, right, there's a separate page for ammo now. Which is actually really nice. I like the gun being mounted in a torso section rather than in an arm. Really interesting armor distribution on a cataphract by default. What's the default loadout look like? Weird. Huh. Why are the arms so heavily armored? The good weapons aren't even... Okay, whatever. We'll move some armor around. Alright, so what else do we have? We have 2 energy hardpoints on that same side, 2 more on the... Oh no, sorry, 3 energy hardpoints on that side, 2 on the other side, and a couple of support slots, which we will hopefully never ever use. So, I mean, it feels like what we want to do with this thing is maybe dead-side it a little bit. Put nothing in the left torso, and then try to keep the left torso aimed toward our enemies. So, we could mount a couple of large lasers. Do I have a plus damage PPC? I know I talk trash about PPCs all the time, but the thing is... Oh, that's right, sorry. I was thinking... For some reason, I was thinking PPCs could get up above 60. So this is a good, like, as it stands right now, when we alpha strike with this thing, we only generate 41 heat. But it hits for 175, focused in 3 big strikes. What I like a lot about that is that it means that we're likely to pierce armor in places. I'm a big proponent of... also, why am I doing this thing when this thing is available? What am I thinking? I'm a big proponent of actually ripping the armor off of locations, obviously. So a large laser is 5 tons? I'm honestly debating, like, if we're going to try to keep this thing at long range, maybe I just rip 2 tons of armor off of it? We jam another large laser in the arm? That's probably not smart. We're probably... these are all direct fire weapons, so probably what we actually need to do here is make sure we get jump jets in there. This guy is on those heavy jump jets, which is definitely a commitment. And then, do we want to install any special fun time stuff? You know, honestly, not a bad target for a resolve gain command module, because of the fact that he's unlikely, you know, he's going to be back and safe. And then the question is, do we want to put in a heatsink? Because we could. We also could mount a medium laser for like a little bit slightly superior close-range self-defense in case things get out of hand a little bit. Obviously, it's not what we think is going to happen, but I honestly don't know that a single medium laser or a single heatsink is really going to be significant. I think we'll mount a medium laser on the other side here. Alright, so I think what we're going to do is scrape armor off of this side of the mech to put it on here. Because obviously it would really suck to have the right torso get breached. If the Gauss rifle is hit and blows up, it takes all of our weapon systems off of the mech. So we'll hold our left side toward opponents. It's still fairly well armored. I think I'm going to maybe move a little bit of armor up from these legs. Just increase the armor that's available on the top half. Leg armor is a little bit less meaningful on mechs that we don't intend to have close to enemies. That's a 6-day repair, or a 6-day build, so this thing will be done by the time we reach our new planet. And now we have a 70-ton mech who's got some definite value, and will probably be usable on a fair number of jobs. There's probably a fancier way to put this together that makes a little bit more sense. I can think about it a little bit more, but, I'm always a little leery of spending too much time in the lab during an episode. I know y'all want to see that robot fighting. Alright, let's go and hope that the pilot has not miscalculated our travel time at all, because at this point, even a slight mistake would be the end of everything. I don't know if there are random events that can have as a consequence travel slowdown, but if there were, one of those could totally kill us. Passing by the medbay, you spot Sleeper wrestling a medical monitor from a medtech. I don't know Sleeper. Who is Sleeper? Sleeper's a new guy. He's a Taurian who's very cautious. Okay, and he's never actually sat in one of our mechs. No, you need to take a second look! Sleeper presses a hand against her stomach and winces. I know something is wrong. I feel like I'm dying. You pause in the doorway. What is going on here? Sleeper relinquishes the monitor and the medtech clears her throat. Sleeper's complaints of abdominal pain are purely neurological. Phantom pain, Commander. There's nothing to treat. We've checked. Please, Commander, I'm not making this up. Sleeper takes a deep breath. If you authorize an exploratory surgery or another examination, I know the medtechs will find something. You just want to undergo this, recreational surgery. I'm trying to think of what I think is going to happen here. If we don't handle Sleeper's problem, Sleeper's going to get a frowny face, low spirits, which I don't care about. If we do authorize it, what could the negative effects possibly be? A reduction in medtech points, maybe? I think they'd have to stretch for that to make sense, but that's at least possible. I refuse to authorize any further examinations. You look Sleeper in the eye. I believe you, but let's take this slowly. I'll make sure you get a low-dose pain reliever, and if that doesn't help, then we'll keep trying until we find a treatment that works for you. Later in the day, you receive an urgent message from Darius. Sleeper collapsed on the floor, spasming in pain during daily training. The medtechs operated immediately. You rush back to the medbay and visit her in a recovery room. Her eyes flutter open and settle into a glare. That's fair. You keep a respectful distance. I'm sorry, Sleeper. I should have trusted your instincts. And I should have ignored yours. They found a tumor the size of my fist hidden behind my kidney. Wow, that's a big kidney. Sleeper pushes herself up. Her heart rate monitor blips rapidly. Before you can respond, a medtech gently pulls you out of the room. Sleeper is having an adverse reaction to her surgery. We had to sedate her earlier. We recommend the XO keep an eye on her from now on. Yeah, that's definitely what's happening there. Okay, well, honestly, I hate to say it this way, but that's a better outcome than the bad outcome that I was thinking I didn't care about, so it's kind of a win for us. It's funny how the idea of it being a fake little person hiding inside the computer changes the way I regard the resources in my game. I actually feel bad about the choice that I made there, even though I'm pretty sure my logic was pretty sound in terms of, actual mechanics and gameplay. Okay, we're here. We have 1 day to scrape together 600k? Don't go into the thing just yet. Hold on. Not like I have any money to spend, but we're gonna go look. So they have an entire cataphract in the store. Pieces of a Cyclops 10Z, which is the one we don't have yet. It is worth noting that even if we botch this and we don't make any money, we can, now that we're at a planet, we can just sell stuff. There is zero chance we will actually lose now that we have arrived. It looks like there's basically nothing terribly interesting in the store. There's a targeting system for energy weapons. That's kind of neat. Alright, let's have a look at what the other contracts are too, just because I'm curious. And I do not do well with suspense. Yeah, so we have an extra Cyclops 10Q, which we will sell here. Okay, there's... Wow. There's a few other jobs, but remarkably poor pay. I mean, like, this one, smash and grab, we're taking this as full salvage. Alright, but I think it's time to get on the job here. We have inadvertently taken the easiest job on the planet. So what is the deal here? We have an urgent problem that needs an immediate military response, Commander. We've just detected multiple Davian dropships en route to one of our supply bases. Logistics bases are generally protected by automated turret systems. Okay, get in there, help the turrets, defend the base. Got it. Got it-ish. Got it somewhat-ish. But you know what we don't got is our restriction. Okay, remembers from last time. That's weird. Hold on. Is this going to reset if I do this thing? Okay, yes. Everything's fine. Everything's fine, and I totally understand how my recording software works. Who says I don't? Also, I was going to add a thing to the wheel, and I wrote out the rules for it, and I didn't actually do it. Oh, it's time. We must score the transitive high five. Forgive me while I go look up what the hell that means. Ah, 2 robots must melee the same target. We must have 2 different mechs score a melee hit on the same target. I should remember to close the wheel. Every time I finish using the wheel, I will hide the wheel. So we need 2 mechs that are capable of throwing punches. That, like, reasonably could throw a punch. We will pass the power of our high five through our enemies, and in doing so, it shall become so much more powerful. So, that comes with a plus 0.5 difficulty modifier. We're allowed to bring a 4.5. And we don't have to ride the penance mech. So it's an urban environment. Honestly, I think the Dragonfly is probably a pretty good fit here. And it's not impossible for us to get some of our heavy mechs in on people, right? Like the Orion is actually pretty fast. And also capable of dumping a huge amount of damage into an enemy at close range. So let's say the plan is for it to be these 2. Then who do we want to bring as the killers? We just have to do that at some point before the end of the mission. So we could... The other 2 mechs could really be here just to, like, knock people's heads clean off. We could give our Cataphract an inaugural run here, but I don't know that an urban environment is really the right setup for this. I kind of think we might want to go... I was about to say we might want to go a little heavier on the defense, but I guess we're about to throw 2,000 points of armor at people. I do think we want an LRM mech. The urban environments can be a little tricky for direct targeting sometimes. And then... I'm assuming if we put the crab on here, we'll end up at 5 symbols. Yeah, so no 100 tons. But we could bring the Marauder, maybe? It's not actually that much more total firepower than the Cataphract. Does fit under the weight limit, though. I think this is going to be pretty hard. I want the bonus aim of the Marauder. I also want to take it real seriously with the pilots here. So let's bring in some people who are exceptional at their jobs. First of all, if Cruz is riding any of these mechs, it's probably the Hoplite, right? Hoplite is the least heat efficient of these 3. The Dragonfly definitely overheats sometimes, but at least we have a plan for when it does so. I don't know that we necessarily... I guess we might not really need a high-aim pilot, like a high-gunnery, high-tactics pilot for the Dragonfly. It does pretty much just need to get up in people's faces. And maybe Tiger Tail's even the right play there? Well, okay, there are fewer uses for Bulwark in the urban maps. Destroyed cities grant a cover bonus, as do little bits of forest in public parks. But I don't know... Maybe we're just looking for people who have good sure footing? Honestly, it probably is Steamfitter, huh? He's got the sensor lock for when he can't get in on people. He's got... Yeah, it's totally Steamfitter. Alright, and then... For the Orion... I really would like somebody with sure footing. Orion has an AC-10. It would be kind of nice with the Orion to have somebody who is capable of taking the good shot. So that kind of... It might just be trampoline. I think Tiger Tail is too bad of a shot to drive this mech. And we really just need more people to get trained up. Yeah, I'm gonna run. It's either sourdough or trampoline. So he has bonus initiative. They both have bonus initiative. The difference is multi-target versus bulwark. I'm gonna take the bulwark. The Orion's not really a multi-target mech. Alright, let's try it like this. And we will get our high five, because I do not want to have to try to run the penance mech in a 4.5 skull or maybe even 5 skull job. To be perfectly honest with you, I might not. I know this is heresy. And please, oh glorious Bloodwheel, forgive me the terrible thing I'm about to say. But, do we have to spin the wheel on 5 skull missions? The whole point of the wheel is trying to make things a little bit more difficult and interesting. Well, I guess that really the point of the wheel is to change up my decision making, right? To give me a good reason to make different decisions. But also, 5 skull missions are already pretty hard, and all of the things on the wheel just make the mission harder. I don't know. I'm gonna think about that. There's no way we're doing that 5 skull this video, so I'll have a little bit of time to consider. And by consider, of course, I mean pray to the glorious wheel for a vision of what I will do. My hand's healing nicely, by the way. Alright. Never send a machine to do a mech warrior's job. And of course, when I say a mech warrior, I mean a mech warrior in a machine. Alright, so we got some friendly turrets here. Are there supposed to be turrets guarding this place? There should be. They're not online. Yep. It's gonna turn out. Sabotage. Oh no. Team of engineers. They gotta drive in. Whoa, they're far away. Is that for real? Okay. Alright, I guess we'll see what we can do. Oh man, listen to this 80s-ass soundtrack. Also, notice all of the bonus objectives. There's a lot of money on the line here. So do we have any idea where the enemies are going to come in from? We know where our stuff is. No, we have no read on the enemies. The turrets are the APCs are all the way over here. So I guess that could be an indication that the enemies are going to come in from a different direction, right? The engineers probably don't have to drive through the enemy force. Oh, except, hold on, it won't actually let me move the camera any further to the left than this. I can't actually see where the map barrier is. Oh, yeah, it's also not letting me move it any further to the left in this position, so I guess we're in the back corner. I guess we're going this way.
Be there in a jiff.
Which means that, yes, in fact, the turrets are the turret engineers are going to have to drive completely through the enemy force, which means we need to get over here and provide some cover for them. They started my stalker in a really awkward position. I'm not gonna lie, I am feeling a little bit under-armored for a 4-skull mission. Again, like, our frontline mechs have a ton of body, it's just... this Marauder makes me nervous now. I wonder if we just stopped and waited here? Never mind. I was gonna say, I wonder if the engineers would just get here, like if our movement is what draws the enemies forward. But too late to have thoughts like that now. They brought an assassin, huh? He ran up so close. Oh man, we might be able to get our transitive high five out of the way right up front. That would be so good. It's a pair of assassins? Now, I would like to note, the wording says robots must melee the same target. It doesn't actually say they have to hit with those melees. You think an attempt is good enough? No, probably not. And also, I can't actually get close enough to melee. I mean, I could do a death from above. What do my legs look like? 130 armor? A death from above for 210, 160 self-damage. So, that'll do 80 to each leg. It's not ideal, but, on the other hand, it will satisfy the wheel. Also, I might actually pancake him when I do it, so it's probably worth, at the very least, trying the Orion's Punch first. And we don't necessarily have to hit him in the same turn. Maybe I just run over and... Yeah, the more I think about this, the more I like it. I'm going to reserve down and let their dude who's on 1 take his turn. Hopefully it's just one guy. Okay, so they have a 2. That screws things up a little bit. I wanted this guy to do something before I move. At least he's not 100 tons.
Awaiting orders.
The odds of him having an AC 20 are a little bit lower.
Commander.
But I'm still going to have somebody else take the action here.
Waiting on you, Commander.
What about the Marauder? If I jump the Marauder up on a building, I bet I can get, or even just like down over here, yeah, I can get vision of them using my my cheaty viewfinder.
Affirmative.
Let's see what we're dealing with here. Awesome 8T, which is not exactly terrifying, but also it will be very difficult to escape its wrath. Catapult C4. Alright. I'm going for that Awesome's face. Let's see if we can get him. Pretty bad odds, but it sure would be nice if this worked, huh? Also, notice that these mechs are not actually in great repair.
Here we go. Hey, stand still when I'm attacking you.
Okay, well I hit the other mech. I didn't hit the one I was aiming at all. Alright, make him run forward. He's going to get to shoot at us because they've already spotted for him. But I'm glad that happened while I had 5 evasion pips. So I think what we do here is we have the Orion run forward and punch one of the assassins. The Grasshopper run forward and shoot at the other one, or maybe even at one of these guys back here. And then next turn the Dragonfly melees the assassin that the Orion punched already. I think that's the safest way to do this. I was not expecting them to just come right over and hand this to me like this. The other thing I suppose I could do is, so can I get to the other one? No, I cannot. I do not have another option. Alright, I'm just going to throw it like this. The Orion does not even, it does not even punch particularly hard for its size. That's definitely not a great move in terms of actual, like, winning the game.
Reporting.
Wait, listen, we all got problems. That's life, right? For some people, our problems are the wheel. Boy, I am bad at shooting. These guys are moving real fast. This might even be one of these, like, just run up and take a single shot with a single weapon to deny evasion type moments. If I run to here, I can instead shoot at that guy over there who doesn't have as much evasion but does have huge damage reduction. I think this is right. We want to make it awkward for other people to shoot at me. And then, yeah, we're going to give this guy just enough weapons to not generate any actual heat. Okay, I hit him with a weapon. That medium laser landed, I think.
Skipper.
Don't quite have vision of the Awesome. That's a shame because he would be the ideal target, right? Well, do I want to just hammer that dude? I think so. Even though he's got the big damage reduction, he's the one I have the good shot against. Let's just see what we can do. Alright, we softened him up a little bit. Center torso's looking rough. Oh yeah, he's coreable for sure. Oh no, the assassin I punched is running away. Well, that's going to make this more difficult. I guess we'll punch the other one now?
Commander.
That's the plan. Oh, the Orion is going to get hit so hard. I don't think we should punch him from this side. I would like to knock off a leg or something, I think, ideally. But I'm going to hit him from here.
On my way.
Okay. We did not get there. We did rip his entire torso off.
Critical hit, Commander.
So I guess that's something. I'm a little worried about taking rear armor damage from the Awesome. I guess we'll see. He might have Ace Pilot. He might be shooting then running. Sure is. Okay. Well, they've both been punched, so now all the Dragonfly has to do is catch one of them. They've even managed to get far enough away that I can't I can't hit them with the DFA. This is going to turn into a problem, isn't it?
Certainly.
We're going to jump out here, get some vision, and probably go for the awesome. I mean, the catapult's armor is thin, but I don't think we can reliably do enough damage with this guy. But this awesome... Yeah, we might be able to gut this awesome. Hey, I'm going to check our mech scoring list here. The awesome 8T is on our list, but we're taking 0 priority salvage and 3 total salvage. I guess salvage is not really even on the table here as a thing that we are thinking about. Yeah, through the 40% damage reduction this guy has, I don't think we could kill him even if all the weapons hit center. Let's just do this. Apparently I'm in his side arc, which I did not realize. Well, breaking the torso would be fine. Nothing really in that arm. Yeah, let's just do this.
Confirmed.
If that guy had had any heat on him. Well, I guess I'm too far away for flamethrowers anyway. Okay, catapult goes for the side shot. That's not a big deal. That's actually a pretty okay outcome.
That location.
That catapult's doing a good job of keeping itself pretty safe,
Waiting for
though.
orders.
In a way that's, like, actually kind of a huge problem. Make it? Ah, you cannot quite make it. Alright, well, I think I'm going to jump for the evasion. And we're just going to blind fire at this guy and hope. Okay, that's not ideal spots for those shots to be landing. The APCs are actually moving pretty quickly on the road, though. I bet we're only one turn away from one of them hitting the escort zone. Let's see if the AI puts any effort into stopping it. No, he wants the Orion. He did get a headshot.
That shot went internal.
Good thing we have that that cockpit on there. Okay, how bad is that Pierce? It's bad-ish. It's not great.
What your order, Skipper?
That does, though, mean that the awesome is at 0% damage reduction. So I think we're going to run out here and just hammer him. I'd be lying if I said I wasn't worried at all about the assassins accidentally blowing off half of my Orion, but this guy is still a more important threat. Okay, still getting some weird hitching in the game.
I've got eyes on hostile reinforcements. They're heading your way.
Okay, at least they're pretty far away. Now here's something I don't remember, despite the fact that we've done these missions approximately 1,000 times. Do the turrets get to fire on the turn they get turned back on, or do I have to wait another whole cycle? Remember, oh, please don't get your arm blown off by a stray shot. That'd be so much value. I don't even want to see that happen. Okay, that's not a big deal. Those APCs are tougher than some of our mechs. Alright, well, the Orion obviously has to make a move here. So this guy's left himself in position to get punched by the Grasshopper, which means we could just try to take down this other assassin, but I think we're probably better off focusing on the Awesome. The Awesome has very, very little center torso health left. Unfortunately, a kill will only take us back up to 28% resolve, so we don't get to have 2 aim shots this turn. I think we got to get our right side turned away, and then we got to just try to core this dude. Make our lives a lot easier if he is not around.
Firing all weapons.
Alright, come on, blow that ammo bin. Yeah, or just, you know, do 125 raw damage. I suppose that's a possibility. And either one of the assassins They're both holding the residual energy of the Orion's high five. Oh no! Wow, that thing is tough. That's very embarrassing for you. The armor bar's still so full. Okay.
Yes, Commander.
So wait a minute. Didn't we see the enemy? Yeah, the enemy reinforcements landed over here. There's just a different enemy mech. A whole different enemy lance. There are two groups of reinforcements. That was not clear to me. It probably would have been if the camera had been behaving itself at all. Well, that's a problem. Here, let's have the Marauder go first. The punch is guaranteed. We can do other stuff over here. So I could... I mean, even if we do go to the face, even if we do hit that that catapult in the face, it doesn't actually kill it. I'd have to hit it in the face with multiple weapons, which is not totally impossible. That is a thing we could do. Kind of want to move... I think I want to move the Marauder... Oh, that's right, I don't have aim shot. What do I do with this Marauder, then? Maybe I don't do anything. Maybe I do resolve the punch first. Yeah, let's just get it done. So we're going to punch this guy from this side where he's all weak. I'm going to turn the flamethrowers off, I think. I want to save these for potentially like a real situation. If I hit him for 150 in the left torso, it will kill him straight up. If I hit him in the leg, his leg will be gone, but he'll be alive. If I miss him entirely, I'm going to be sad. Okay. Yeah, that's a shame.
That's a critical hit.
I think that doesn't even put us through the armor on the center torso. Oh, it does. Okay. That guy's real low, then. That is maybe a single weapon from us winning. Okay, well, that really wasn't too bad.
I'm showing minor damage.
Smart move. Well, smart move except for the fact that the
Good to
jumping
go.
may be going to generate more heat than you would like. Also, does this give me the opportunity to shoot you in the back? How thick is your back armor? Back armor's really bad. Unfortunately, kind of a lot of structure on this mech. But yeah, I could totally jump to a... Oh no, that's not quite in the back arc. Oh, that sucks. The difference between... Oh, here, okay. We do have a spot in the back arc, but it makes me really nervous. Alright, I'm gonna do it. I think it's smart to do it.
Got it.
I'm definitely gonna have to get out of here in a real hurry afterward. Alright, so that Kintaro is a little scary. We're getting a 70-ton reading, a 45-ton. Ooh, I may regret this.
All weapons are go.
Okay, but that was approximately the thing I was going for. We've definitely done some damage.
Huh?
I'm not gonna lie, I was hoping all those weapons would just go center. I wonder if that assassin's gonna step on that APC again. It might have to. His armor on the side's pretty thin. That said, I'm pretty sure that the front APC is going to make it. So we will get our turrets back on. It would be super cool if we actually managed to
Ready to rock.
keep all the buildings alive. I don't think there's a huge chance of that happening, but it would be really nice. So the catapult lost his right arm. His right torso is pretty thin on armor on both sides. I think we probably want to try to dump LRMs into this side here. We probably just do this, right? I know he's got damage reduction and everything, but I'm really hoping for... Okay, yeah, that. Really hoping for an ammo explosion. Also, he's now unsteady, which is nice. Lost all those points of evasion. Okay. It's powered up. So do they get to fire right now? It looks like they might. That's a pretty big deal for us, actually. Solid headshot. Why would you call your shot for his right arm? Okay, well, the good news is they're too bad at aiming to have screwed that up the way they tried to screw that up.
Let's get this done.
The other good news is they have no interest in killing my Marauder.
Yes, Commander.
Right, the Orion needs to take it easy for a turn. I think we can do this pretty safely.
Coordinates received.
Set my, oh, jeez. These things are so hard to hit. Well, I do really want it dead, so let's put some resources in there. And we just go center. Do I need to fire everything? You gotta remember, we don't have good heat control on this mech. What do we have to get through? We have to get through 90? I'm gonna just fire everything, it's fine.
Targeting for an alpha
We don't have a lot of heat control, but honestly, for the amount of damage it puts out, the Orion is pretty heat efficient. And I think we're going to be in a position pretty soon here where we can afford to take it easy for a turn. Alright.
Awaiting orders.
Definitely want to do... Marauder. It's a hatchet man. Still have their 85 ton. That's a big force that's coming in over there. Might want to do this. Just like run away. Cruise has better heat control. Maybe this should be a jump though. Jump into like this position, so they'd have to come all the way around the buildings to see me. I still have the back arc. I don't have to show my back just in case they do jump over a building or something. And then we probably have to dump heat, but I think this probably gets us to kill. Yep, we do in fact have to blow the coolant. And I think this gets us the kill without aiming. It would be really nice if we could just hold on to some resolve here. Yeah, I only have to hit for 50. Yeah, we're good. We got it.
Firing everything I've got.
Okay, everybody. Let's hit him where it hurts.
We are about to get attacked by 8 mechs all at the same time, though, which is definitely a concern.
They've got a lock on me.
That's not great.
Reporting.
So... You don't have any sense what was in these pods at all, huh? Well, I guess we gotta, like, this is where the fight is. We gotta start over here. Let's just run to, like, this position. Prepare for the commit in the near future.
Confirmed.
I maybe could have reserved him down, actually, and had him walk into a sensor lock. I'm starting to get approached.
Confirmed.
Well, you know what? Uncrackable needs to take a turn off shooting anyway. I run to... Let's run up on one of these ramps. Just give ourselves a slightly raised position. Yeah, this is a good time to not shoot anything. K2. K2's the energy one, right? Dragon. Then something else. We can't quite tell what. Who is the greater threat to the buildings? Dragon has an LRM-10. Well, all these mechs are still quite far away from the buildings. That said, I do feel like this is a more dangerous force based on what we've seen of it, and we're in a better position to fight it as well. I'm gonna reserve down. Let's not do anything with the Orion just yet. Let's let them move in a little bit, show us what their plan is. that AC-10 is pretty easy to disable. We're not talking about a huge amount of armor on this side. What do we have as far as readings go over here? We know there's a 65 and something that we don't know what it is, but it moves on 2. We might have to say goodbye to this bonus objective. I think we're going to be hard-pressed to keep this all running, but I think we do want to take these guys on first.
Awaiting orders.
Though, given that they don't seem to be interested in firing and none of them have vision of the buildings or anything yet, I think I actually want to let them all move forward.
Advantage.
They haven't fired on us at all. Never mind. They have fired on us a very small amount.
Minor damage, Commander. Nothing to see here.
Alright, so this archer has bulwark. And it has a lot of damage output. And it's smart enough not to keep any ammo in its center torso, which I'm going to be honest, I'm pretty disappointed about. So we could have Steam Fitter jump the buildings and just turn one of these guys off, probably. Can you make it out there? When I say one of these guys, I'm pretty sure I just mean the archer. Right, because he could aim shot it right now to push its initiative down to 1 while building up 60-something heat on it, and then he could just do the same thing again before its move. So if we do that, and then we damage focus the 2 smaller ones, we can probably make pretty short work of these guys with not a huge amount of risk. I like that play. Is there a way to get me into its side arc? No, there is not. Could jump over here and at least get vision of that thing. I probably don't want vision of that thing, to be perfectly honest with you. Because if we have vision of it, there's more of a chance that the AI will split turret targeting off to it. We don't want that to happen. So we'll use a precision strike, turn on all the flamethrowers, and just let this dude have it. As far as which side to hit, is he symmetrical aside from the missile resuite? It looks like we want to go to this side.
Target is confirmed.
Alright. Should be a pretty easy shutdown next turn.
Good to go.
Ready to rock.
Okay. So we don't have the ability to headshot either one of these things out. Right? Because they have damage reduction. But I think what we probably want to do here is try to knock the arm off of the hatchet man, which means we're going to be spending another aim shot here. Which means that it's okay for me to stay a little further back. It's not a big deal for us to lose the close range on the lasers. I think this is the move.
Uh-huh.
But right here, he keeps the ammo bin in there, right? Oh, he does not. He's a little smarter than that. The ammo bin's in the center torso. Well, that's interesting. Does that mean we just try to core him? I'm trying really hard to get it to back up. There we go. Yeah, maybe I just try to core him. Turn off one laser, it looks like. Let's see if we can do it.
Uh-huh.
Pretty good, actually.
Bang! You're dead!
Well, I think they know we're here now. Also, I gotta say, I think the Kintaro's a pretty cool looking mech.
Standing by.
You know you guys are allowed to actually fight, right? You don't just have to sensor lock over and over again. I don't really... Are we going after the Kintaro next, or are we trying to kill this guy? I think we're probably going after the Kintaro. Since we won't have to deal with him next turn, we can put that together later. So, can I get into... I cannot get into the side arc on the Kintaro. we're just going full to the front. And if we're going full to the front anyway, does it make sense for me to try to run around? I probably want to put myself in a position where I can direct fire the other enemies. Don't have to, but can. So yeah, let's do this. That is a Battle Master with all kinds of stuff on it. The Kintaro's dangerous enough, and it's definitely easier to kill. I think I'm not going to spend the resolve here.
Now let's see how you handle
Let's
this.
just hold on to it. This thing opens up a hole or anything. Okay, we got something going. At least one of our turrets is an LRM turret, right?
Waiting for orders.
So in theory, we should see some turret fire. It shouldn't just be sensor locks. Interesting that this guy doesn't have bulwark or anything. Why would that be the case? Why didn't he use a defensive ability? Alright, I think I'm going to shoot at him. I didn't know it at the time, but this is what I was saving that precision strike for. Got machine gun ammo in his center. I think I'm just going to try to core him.
Aye, aye.
This mech does a lot of damage, so we're gonna rely on all those numbers. Okay, we got through the armor at least. No lucky ammo explosion. But now we're in a position where any one of these missiles could be a lucky ammo explosion. Not quite so lucky, it turns out. And only one of our friendly turrets has LRMs on it. Okay, that could have been a lot worse.
Ready for orders.
Do I want to use our other precision strike? I'm trying to think. We don't need a precision strike to shut down the archer. Maybe not. Maybe we can go ahead and spend it here. It'll put us at 26% if we succeed. Or I could try to just kill him. Oh, no, I can just shoot at him. I don't have to aim. That will put us over the resolve over the inspiration threshold. So that's pretty good. Definitely want to keep the... I guess I'm already at maximum SRM range. That's a shame. Do I want to close then just for evasion? You get 2 evasion. I'd be showing my left side to whatever's up on the roof there. Just a little... There we go. Something like that. That means I'm taking PPC shots from that catapult. And unfortunately, we're in a place where a bad headshot from a PPC is totally lethal. But if I just stand still, I'm a little worried about that too. That's what I'm going to do, but I'm a little worried about it. The odds of us not getting the center torso destruction were so low there. With 18 SRMs, like, we were good on that one.
They've got a sensor lock on me.
That's a little bit of a shame, because I was relying on the lack of vision to keep me safe on that side. Okay. Can you punch him in the back arc? Will it let me do that? Sorry, that's not what I wanted. Will not let me punch him in the back arc. So I could just run around to his back arc and try to drill the lasers in. What's his back armor look like? It's not great. I run around to his back arc and aim strike the center. I'm not going to get the damage through. We just don't have the damage. And I have to remember that this guy's going to get a turn before I get my next turn, so I have to be real cautious about putting my back armor to him. Then again, maybe he's not, because maybe we're going to kill him. So yeah, I think I'm going to... You're not super fast. And to be perfectly honest, being close to me doesn't actually improve your damage that much. Trying to find, like, the safest place to do this. Definitely gonna get back armor shot by this Kintaro if we don't kill it. And I don't think there's a way to stop that from being true. Alright, I'm gonna do this. This presents the strongest face to the Battlemaster, I think. Just gonna give this guy fire in the rear arc. And also turn him off.
Firing.
And of course, every turn that he spends above his heat threshold, his mech is melting. He's constantly losing structure. So that shouldn't be discounted. That totally does
I
matter.
hear ya.
That damage will be relevant. Go for the precision strike on the Kintaro's head. See if we can get lucky. Or just try to kill him. What do I have to turn off? I probably have to turn off almost everything, right? Yeah. So if we do this, we'd have to hit with the AC-10 or the 5 and the laser. But we can't realistically... We have 145 total damage, so we can't kill him with the center torso fire anyway. Maybe the move is just rip off his left torso. It doesn't actually remove all of his SRM ammo. It does take out the LRMs, which are pretty much irrelevant. I think we go for the headshots, and if we don't get them, then, you know, we'll probably get the torso section anyway, right?
Got it.
Nope, all of that went to his leg, actually. That's super weird. Well, I mean, it could happen.
Skipper.
Alright, the Stalker really needs to make something happen on this Kintaro. It's a shame I can't fire into the relevant arc, but I can knock him over at least. I think that's what we're shooting for.
All whip. Go.
Who knows, maybe we'll just generate enough damage. Okay, we totally did. We blew up his everything. That was all of his parts. Also, the pilot was incapacitated. In case that wasn't clear. Alright, solid shooting there.
Battle mech power-up detected.
If we hit with all 6 of the flamethrowers, we might be able to turn him off again. Okay, so that's a blackjack up on the roof. Boy, there's going to be nothing left of this city by the time we're done here, huh?
Yeah.
That does not make me feel great. The Orion has to withdraw this turn, right?
Commander.
We do have sensor lock at least, so we can do something useful. Yeah, I'm falling back to like here. This is the safest place for me.
On my way.
Then we're gonna lock somebody while we let some heat bleed off. Who is the most important? I guess none of them are super important, but this blackjack is an easy-ish kill.
I've got a sensor lock.
Maybe we just lock him to remove some evasion and hope that the turrets take the hint. Okay, Hoplite was due for a turn off of firing anyway.
Reporting.
So, are we going to try to kill the archer? What did I do to its back armor? I got it weakened. If I go for the punch now, I do in fact get to hit it in the back. And I get to hit it for 150, which means that if we hit the center torso, it does just die. We go all the way through. If I hit with all of the flamethrowers, we do a total of 80 heat. And I'm not sure if that's enough to shut him off, because I can't tell if he has 20 heat in the bar or not. This could be 20, it could be 15. It doesn't look like it's 20? I don't know, man. Let's just go for it.
Moving out. Locked on for physical attack.
Yes, it was a shutdown. Okay, so he's dead.
Solid connection on that one.
He does not survive another turn from the Dragonfly.
Battle mech power up detected.
Provided that the Dragonfly doesn't get killed. Of course. He has 4 center torso health.
Good to
That's a
go.
shame. You probably just want to run? Yeah, I think I just need to... I need to spend a turn repositioning and shedding debuffs. Is this the last turn for... I think that's the last turn for the coolant debuff. Okay, the Battlemaster, because we haven't hit the Battlemaster yet, it's still very focused on the Liao forces, which is good times for us.
Confirmed.
Alright, so I don't think we necessarily want to attack the Battlemaster. I think we probably want to focus on this side, since it seems like the Battlemaster is content to just shoot at APCs. Maybe I just take advantage of the fine targeting work that my teammate has done here and try to rip this Blackjack up. This is my last shot of the turn, so it doesn't really matter if I lose inspiration. My other options are to go for Catapult with full armor, which is not an easy kill. Or a Dragon with full armor, which is similarly not an easy kill. I think let's kill the Blackjack. I think there's a reasonable chance at least that we'll be able to do that. I'm gonna back up a little bit, just try to maintain my superior range. And we're gonna try to go right through here. I didn't realize I was stepping out of the center arc. That's fine. We'll just go through the side.
Engage target. Inflicted some nasty on that sumbitch.
Since the Orion could knock it over if I want. Or actually, their LRM turret may well knock it over as well. I sure hope their LRMs shoot at this, and at least something on this side, and not the Archer, which I fear they may aim at. Yeah, because it's low. This is a complete waste of a turn, because this thing is effectively already dead.
Mech warriors, show them what you got.
That's really crummy. Alright, well...
Yes, Commander.
So the Orion is probably shootable by the catapult here, if I don't do something. I sure wish that you had Ace Pilot. So we don't want to aim, right? Yeah, 78. An aim shot would take us below the inspiration threshold for our other mechs. I think I just want to walk away while shooting? Maybe jump away while shooting? Maintain my my left arc here. That's only going to be the AC-10, right? So it's guaranteed not to kill him. But I think I'm maybe even going to just disengage more than that.
Jumping.
Sourdough's in rough shape here. We'll just do this, and then we'll screw with the targeting on one of their mechs. That guy, I guess.
Sensors locked on.
Use this bus as cover.
Yes, Commander.
Alright, so I think this is just... this is an ace pilot, shoot him in the back, and then run away. And we can turn off the flamethrowers for this. Because we only have to hit one weapon, right? Yeah, any one weapon does it. Including any of the missiles.
Roger. Putting one in the back.
That was really effective. I'm, like, very pleased with the performance of the
Tango down.
Dragonfly. It's kind of a goofy build, but it really does the thing that we designed it to do. Then you... would jump away. Ooh, no, that overheats me. If I jump less distance Thing is, this guy's just not shooting at us, right? I can't get to a place where he can't shoot me. I can generate 3 points of evasion. I guess that's what I'm going to do. Ooh, that's a big hit. Well, he sure didn't shoot at me. How bad was that structure-wise? Wow, that was a big punch. I was not expecting that. The good news is he's shown his back armor to us. We might be able to make something of that. I really wish your heat was lower. Well, I guess we can... It is the turn where we can fix that, right? So maybe we just jump up behind this dude and drill super hard in the back armor? We probably won't kill him, but we might put him in a position where the dragonfly can kill him.
Uh-huh.
Go ahead and coolant vent, because we know we have to. Super glad I put Cruise in this mech.
Take this.
11. Okay. So yeah, we can very easily run the grasshopper around behind him and shoot him in the back and get that 11 damage through.
What are your orders, Skipper?
So the stalker can refocus in this direction. Do I just kill... Sorry, do I just again attempt a kill on the blackjack? I think the answer to that is yes.
I'm there.
You need to start removing enemies from the pool. Also have to take it a little bit easy on the guns. This is a bad time for that. Do I want to just aim? I'm concerned that if I don't aim, I'm not going to get him. Yeah, we may as well.
Affirmative.
That's pretty bad luck that we didn't get an ammo explosion. No critical hits out of all that missile fire. It doesn't matter, it wouldn't have changed a single thing, but still it would have been nice. Think of how pretty the explosion would have been. That's what really matters. The APCs are at least going to do a very good job of stripping evasion off of our enemies before the turrets come into play. As the enemies start getting closer to the buildings, we're going to start seeing the turrets actually, hopefully actually firing on them, instead of 3 sensor locks per turn. A real weird move from that catapult. Don't understand that one at all. Let's just reserve down. I'm not ready for the Orion to take its turn yet.
Hey, we're getting outflanked. Oh, I'm hit.
Oh dear. Oh, that's a big hit. That's a very good gun that we just lost.
Awaiting orders.
It was a hell of a lucky shot on their part. So we just run around here and do this thing, right? And we probably don't need Precision Strike. Only 11 damage. I'm going to, though, just because I'm nervous. If this doesn't work, the consequences are dire.
Rear armor it is.
It is worth spending some resources to get an assurance there.
That's a kill.
Yeah, the loss of the AC-10 Plus is actually, like, strategically devastating. It might not be overstatement to say that. That's very bad for us. Come on, you're not the one who's going next. That catapult has revealed its back armor to me. Want to try to take advantage. Okay, you lost everything too, so you are just disengaging from the battle.
Affirmative.
Yeah, man, that was a hell of a lucky shot on their part. So I guess that means actually I want to wait until after the Stalker's turn. Stalker might be able to get a rear armor shot, is what I'm thinking.
Commander.
Yes, indeed. Although, we don't get to fire all the weapon systems this turn, which is a real shame. Alright, let's figure out what we can fire. We can fire exactly what we fired last time. If I turn off the 15s, can I turn on the 20? I can, okay. I think this is the only real play here, right?
You're facing the wrong way, pal.
Super good taunt work from Uncrackable there. Okay.
Bye-bye.
This is why you don't put ammo in your energy weapon, Mac. Was the machine gun worth it? Do you feel like it was worth it? And at this point, it's looking like we are, in fact, going to get all of our bonus objectives. So, it's a good time for us to make a whole lot of money. You know, this is the moment when that thing should happen. How do I want to go after this guy? Do we want to try to just go through the center? He's very heavily armored. And if we go through this arm, we could take off both of the medium lasers and also his LRMs. Just leave him with just an AC-5. I think I like that. You know, real cautious about my
Up high.
wounded arm. Or his leg. You know what his leg's wound? Yeah, it's his leg. What am I thinking? Back. Right click is supposed to take you back in this situation. Okay, there we go. You know what they say, 17th time's the charm. Alright, that dude is not getting back up. This turned out to be fairly severe, like our losses here. And not in a way that's affected at all by the wheel restriction. Okay, that's right. Also, there's a timer on the mission, so he's really not getting back up. But we did nearly kill them all. Well, this ought to be quite a lot of cash. I don't think that these bonus objectives are going to be huge percentage bonuses, but they are going to be bonuses. Show me 40%. 20. That's a shame. Still 1.5 million. It still means we don't lose the game. This is very disappointing. Well, it's a good thing we we made it over that threshold too, cash-wise, because we might have to take a day off, maybe even a couple of days off, to recover some of that. Got maybe the worst loot out of the pool. They didn't even give us the same type of ammunition as the launcher. It's an SRM-2 and LRM ammo, just really driving home the idea that we get nothing of value. But they can't beat us getting the amount of money that lets us stay in the game. Yes, we are in fact going to need to do some mech repairs before our next contract. Actually, it's super weird that we're getting this message because it's not actually true. You should only see that message when you don't have enough unwounded mechs to participate in combat. And obviously, we could just run like Annihilator, King Crab, Stalker, Cataphract, or like we're very ready for combat. This is a grim situation. The Marauder not having on it a single weapon that would allow it to headshot an enemy is a real shame. To the point that I'm considering moving the Gauss rifle over there. We really need plus damage AC-10s. They're one of the most valuable resources in the game. Yeah, we don't have anything else that fits the description. Alright, this is a problem. I'm not going to worry about this right now, but this is a problem that we are going to have to deal with, and pretty soon. For now, all we're going to do is end the episode. That's going to be it for us for today. Thank you all so much for watching. You know, it's been more exciting. These last couple have definitely been something. Come back next time for maybe a little bit of rest before we go putting people's lives back on the line, because I'd say we might need it. And we'll see you then.